Hello, Aries. Welcome in. We're going to jump right into your December reading. If you've been here before, thanks so much for tuning back in. And if you're new here, my name is Krista Lee, and this is Exist and Live Tarot. I already meditated on your energy and pulled some of my astrology cards. I was getting this imagery. We're going to jump right in. So I was getting this imagery of glass blowing, and two things are coming through really strongly. I don't know if any of you've seen that reel on TikTok or Instagram of, I don't remember what movie it is, but it's a cartoon, yeah, an animation of, it's like an ice person. Doesn't look like a person though. It looks like, and then like a fire person. It kind of reminds me of the movie Inside Out. And I don't know if it was. I don't really think it was, but like that vibe where they're like creatures. But anyways, it was an ice person and a fire person sitting at a table, and the ice person knocked a glass over or a vase over, and fire was immediately like, I can fix it, and like fixed it with their glass blowing capabilities or their heat capabilities. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this, but and on that reel it always says like something like my sister, my friend fixing something in me that they didn't break to begin with. So I feel like Aries, you might be that person for somebody else, or you might have always been that person like in your family where you really see the light in others and help them heal. Or you could have recently encountered someone who really had a deep impact on you that is like helping you to see your own light so that you can rebuild yourself. So those themes coming through really strongly and very beautiful. It's like making me emotional. And the cards that I pulled that came through was Saturn, structure, number 24, which can be added to be 6, right? In numerology talk. And then retrograde review with the number 15. That could also be 6. So 666 coming through. And the feeling I got with that number specifically here is this energy of your masculine energy healing internally, and also your ability, like the foundation being rebuilt, basically. The physical plane and the masculine energy growing. And I think it's interesting that retrograde and Saturn came through, because right now Chiron is retrograde in Aries and Saturn just went direct in Pisces and eventually will, I guess you could, I think, yeah, what the heck is happening? I think that it is in shadow phase, right now, Saturn, after just exiting the retrograde period in Pisces. So eventually it will be brought back to Aries come February, I believe. Yes. Yeah. End of January, February, into March is when all these retrogrades we're experiencing right now are going to go back direct. But my whole point is that Saturn will eventually make its way into Aries very soon. So I find it interesting that it's coming through here, and that we did just exit that retrograde period with Saturn. And also we have planets retrograde in your sign that are pretty significant. So I feel like Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron have all been kind of working together to really help us heal. Also like the North and South Node. All of the planets really, but those ones have been very significant for me this year. Just in terms of like the themes I'm seeing collectively. And yeah, I feel like you're still really working out the kinks and still taking some time to... It's important to not resist the retrograde energy or Saturn's lessons or energy either. Feel free to check out the December astrology video if you want to hear more deeply about the astrology. I don't want to get like too lost in astrology talk right now. But Saturn is that planet of discipline. It's a malefic planet. It is, of course, associated with Capricorn, and it can be restricting at times, right? But it's also such a powerful teacher and such a strong, like, leadership tone to that planet. And if we can accept its lessons in and really slow down and take those day-to-day steps, it can really be such a beautiful gift to us when we don't resist Saturn's energy and what it's trying to teach us. It's trying to teach us discipline and patience and understanding that everything that's happening around us is much bigger than, you know, maybe what we're seeing on our Tuesday afternoon or whatever it may be, you know. So let's start the reading and get into the oracle, and we'll go from there. Okay. Lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So we're still at the tail end of this 9-year, December. We are still, again, pretty deep in the retrograde energy, and this is our chance to really create space and keep leaning in and integrating all the lessons of this year, and to really allow anything that wants to leave our lives to go and not resist things that are wanting space or wanting to end. And really trusting in the universe and the bigger divine plan here. We have lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. The 7 star sisters, birthing creation, tapestry of life, and expression. And whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So definitely some strong awakening energy here. You could be really waking up to your divinity right now, and that can be quite scary at first, because that usually unveils, right, a lot of illusions that we've really attached ourselves to, or our identities to, or our belief systems to. So that can really feel like we're losing ourselves when we start to step into ourselves more. And I'm getting that sense from like the lost lands and questioning everything. Like, we have to really trust our inner guidance before it shows up in the 3D, and like keep moving towards that even when the next steps aren't super clear. The universe will give you those steps in divine timing. And especially with Saturn still in Pisces, there's this feeling of creating that structure without really seeing how it's fully being built. It's like a deep, like Saturn's almost dissolving in Pisces. So it's like creating structure without seeing the next steps. It's a very counterintuitive experience. But whale and orca elders, I feel like you have either something to say or something to share through specifically your voice. You could be going through a throat chakra activation here and really opening up to your inner divinity. You could be having feelings too of like deja vu, or just like parts of your soul are being ignited and turning on. And it can be a little like, what's happening, you know? That's kind of what I'm picking up here. So interesting. Let's see if this carries into the reading. Starting the reading out with the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. The High Priestess, yes. The Five of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords, yep. The same themes coming through here. Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers. Let me clarify a little bit and then we will get right into it. Now, what is the Six of Pentacles here? Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, okay. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Cups, clarifying the Eight of Pentacles, and let's see about the Lovers. Medicine Wheel, one more. Five of Wands, one more. Ace of Cups, okay. And Knight of Wands on the bottom here. So let's talk about it. The Magician, Page of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. I feel like you've been doing really good work here. You've been really stepping into your gifts and to the knowing of yourself. Your gifts coming online here. And it feels like you could be nourishing the relationships in your life that are nourishing back to you, which feels really good. It doesn't feel like you're overgiving your energy, but it feels like you're giving to the right situations, which feels good. And then all of a sudden, it's like the High Priestess. You are really starting to understand your intuition on a deeper level. And again, I feel like this is like almost scary for you because that's coming through very strongly in this reading. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords here following that. So it's like this spiritual awakening. I'm getting chills. This spiritual awakening is almost frightening you and putting you like, I don't want to say that. Again, we have Chiron in retrograde right now in your sign. So that's like illuminating our internal wounds that really need healing still. And I feel like that's probably what's influencing this energy is like, yes, you're stepping into your power, but through that, it's like these wounds are going to get ignited about self-worth, about lack mindsets, thinking that you can't manifest what it is you want to bring into your life, or you can't align with what it is you want to bring into your life. And really, like this inner sense of lack in the mind with those swords, right? Mindsets that need to be worked through and moved through here. But ultimately, I think it's a good thing that these are coming up so that you can clear them away. Let's just pull a card on them to see if that's the case. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They're coming up so that you can move them through. We have the Eight of Wands. That's like fast communication and movement here. And the Justice card. So I feel like it's like once there's going to come a moment where things start to move pretty fast. And before you know it, like you're going to feel more balanced again, which I like. You could have Libra in your chart as well. That just came through. And then we have Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and the Lovers card. I can't show you the Lovers card because it's got some nudity going on. But I get this sense, a couple things came through here. There could be an offer being made to you. You could also, I don't want to go too much into this because it doesn't feel like this is the main thing that is important here. But there could be a connection that is in, like you're not communicating right now. And it's like the more you work through this fear, and just even like just trusting that these mindsets will clear their way out, the faster this balance is going to come back in and potentially communication with that Eight of Wands. But I get the sense that someone could be making an offer to you. This could be a work opportunity. And if it is a work opportunity, that's probably, okay, this is coming through strongly. This could be a work opportunity for some of you, and you feel like you don't have the capability to handle it. But it's like once you can move through those mindsets, like things are going to move fast, and you could have offers coming through here. And you have done the work, and you're looking at those offers like you can handle it. So that feels really good to me. This is all moving in divine timing too. Yeah, and I clarified earlier, we had that Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So offers definitely coming through here, whether that's work or relationship. It could be both. And then we had the Lovers card come through, which often talks about a decision that needs to be made. It's associated with the card of Gemini. We do have a full moon in Gemini coming up. So that could be when all of this like fear comes up. Sorry, I felt like I was going to sneeze. I feel like I am. Okay. That could be when this fear comes up, and they could be coming through together. Like the offers might trigger the fear, or it's like your body senses before it comes through, and maybe you're applying to things and the fear comes up, and then you work through that and the offers come through. So you know your story best, but with that Gemini Lovers energy, decisions to be made and opportunities definitely coming through. We have that Six of Cups and Knight of Pentacles clarifying that Lovers card. So definitely there could be somebody coming back from the past as well. They could be a water or earth sign. And if they're not, definitely coming from like knowing that they're not yet a king, but they're coming from a grounded place with the intention of doing things the right way. And in the future we also clarified the Lovers card with the Medicine Wheel, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So you have this Medicine Wheel coming through, which is associated with the Wheel of Fortune. And that's coming through. It's like coming through with the Five of Wands, which is this inner conflict. And it's like this Medicine Wheel is healing this inner conflict so that this emotional fulfillment can come through, whether this is an offer coming through or I feel like offers are coming through either way, but this alignment is happening ultimately within you, which is beautiful and which is most important. And again, that overarching energy of the Knight of Wands moving towards your future with gusto. Why am I saying that? That just came through. I don't know if someone's like grandma or grandpa is here, but I would never say that. So I don't know if that's like a message for someone specific, but if it is, tell me in the comments below. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear about your guys' lives. I want to hear how these resonate for you. If you have any feedback for me, I want to talk. Talk to me, y'all. So what a beautiful reading. Let's close out with my my Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. But yeah, ultimately, I feel like you're going through a major spiritual awakening. You're being asked to work with the energy of Saturn, maybe look up Saturn and learn more about Saturn, or again, check out the December astrology where I talk more about the astrology, obviously, going on. Yeah, going through a spiritual awakening, opening yourself up to new opportunities, work and love-wise, and really stepping into yourself, which sometimes when we haven't been up that high, it can be scary to even have the opportunity. So just try to have courage and really trust yourself through that fear. You know, it's not about running away from the fear. It's about facing it. It's about doing it anyway. Oh my gosh, I saw this when I was shuffling for your reading before I even started the video. Wow, this is beautiful energy. I'm getting crazy spirit chills right now. Money, find a way to abundance. Abundance is unlocking within you first. That's what's happening here. And you really have to trust that and let go of these lack mentalities so all of this can come into alignment. But I feel like you're going to have a really good year. We're moving from a snake year of endings, releasing, shedding, a 9-year on top of that, into a 1 year, well, a 10 to a 1 year. Horse energy, this ambitious movement forward, but it's definitely really important that I like that we have that Saturn in Aries as well with Neptune, because that like Neptune's going to be in Pisces too, because it's nice that like Saturn's kind of grounding the Neptunian energy there in a way, and also like grounding that fiery energy too. I like it. I do like it. And then we have self-reliance, which again came out when I was shuffling before I started this reading. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Again, really needing to trust in your capabilities to expand. And then we have Angel of Miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. Aries, this is so beautiful. I feel like that's another big theme too. Regardless of gender, the divine feminine energy is healing on a very deep collective level. And we're really needing to be open to receiving and not like always giving our energy away, or like if you're an empath, really learning how to give with balance, give with boundaries while protecting your heart and your peace and loving yourself deeply. And then we have creative wonderment on the bottom. Follow your passion. So really trusting this inner awakening and your intuition on this path, so you can really step into, I want to say, like, this is giving Empress energy, this divine, loving flow of energy and confidence here. What a stunning reading. If you ever want a private reading from me, feel free to check out the description box below. Well, we have like the December astrology down there, like I told you. And yeah, personal readings. I think that's all this month. And if you found a message here today, feel free to like, share, subscribe. That all helps the channel grow. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next month. And stay tuned for like collective videos, twin flame readings, ancestor messages, and just like weekly, daily collective videos. I'm gonna try to do that this month. Okay, bye.